Hi, I'm Johnny, and this is Off the Beaten Trail, and today is the first day of my Alabama segment. So in case you missed my Mississippi segment, I suggest that you go back and watch it. That's my last playlist. In each one of my segments, I focus on a state, and all of my videos for that time period come from that one state. I'm really excited to be going to Alabama. I have wanted to travel throughout Alabama for a long time. I have traveled through the state, but I've never really stopped in the state itself other than to go to the beach because that's closest to the area that I live near. However, what a lot of people don't know about Alabama is that they have mountains, and a lot of people don't consider them mountains, but I definitely do. Alabama reaches an elevation of over 2,400 feet. Now, if you compare that to Mississippi, which reaches an elevation of only 800 feet, or Louisiana, which reaches an elevation of 500 feet, those are the states that I have resided in, it is definitely much higher. And so one thing that I've learned in school was that whenever you consider a mountain's elevation, mountains are typically over 1,000 feet. However, some scientists now measure mountains over 2,000 feet, but regardless, 1,000 or 2,000, Alabama definitely has a height that reaches higher than that. But actually, the standard of gauging mountains has now changed, and it's no longer an actual height at all. It is more on a steep plateau that people consider a mountain. So anything can really be considered a mountain, a height of over 400 feet or a height of over 800 feet. But in my definition, the way I like to look at it, is anything over 1,000 foot in my book is a mountain, because that's the oldest definition and the oldest standard, and that's was the norm for such a long time. I still view it that way. If you're not over 1,000 feet, you're not a mountain. But Alabama definitely reaches heights over 1,000 feet, and it reaches heights over 2,000 feet. Regardless, it has mountains, and I'm really excited to be taking you here. So originally, I did not realize that Alabama had mountains. I didn't even know that the elevation was that much higher than Mississippi. But when I was about 16 years old, a friend had talked about how they lived in Alabama and there were mountains in that area. And I was like, no, that can't be possible. How can there be mountains in Alabama? And then I started to research it, and I started realizing there are a lot of mountainous areas. And one of my favorite things to do is to go hike in mountains or find waterfalls going off the side of mountains. So I always wanted to go to Alabama. I actually put a lot of research into Alabama, and so I'm really excited to be able to go on this journey and to take everybody here with me on this journey. Another thing that people might not know about Alabama is it has really nice beaches, and a lot of people from Louisiana and Mississippi often travel to Alabama because it's the nearest place to go to the beach and see really nice water clarity with pristine beaches. And these beaches are on par in my books to Florida. However, Florida is just a skip over as well, so they share a lot of the same waters, and I really enjoy these beaches. That's another place I'm going to be taking you within the segment. I generally feel like Alabama gets a really bad reputation, and a lot of people make fun of it, and it's one of the states in the South that a lot of people overlook. But I don't feel like that's a very accurate description of Alabama. You can't judge the entire state based off of how people perceive it. And I feel like if you were to come to Alabama and see the beauty that Alabama has to offer, it would change your outlook on it. Alabama is so beautiful, and so I'm really excited to be able to expose that and share it with the world. Okay, well, that's all for my Alabama segment introduction. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a comment explaining if you've been to Alabama or if you have a favorite location in Alabama. Like and share this video with your friends, and also I am changing my upload date to Fridays at 3 p.m. and I will see you next time when I take you to Whitewater, Alabama and Lee County, Alabama. That's a whitewater rafting area that a lot of people might not know about.